Well,
You're live. Good luck.
excellent. Well, welcome everyone to this vanilla seed of Final Fantasy IV Paladin percent. I'm Natara, one of your 4 runners for today, and I will let the others introduce themselves.
Oh, you will? Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Vonnie.
I am Couch23.
And I'm Sonny Wrath 11.
And we are hoping to give you quite the fun show today. Just to quickly explain, this is Paladin percent, which means we are only racing up to the point where Cecil becomes a Paladin. So with that, if everyone is ready, Sonny, can you count us in?
Yes, everybody ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck, everyone.
So thankfully, the opening for this game is about 7.5 minutes long, so we have lots of time to explain this run and some of the fun things around it. As far as I understand, all of us are step routing, at least for the beginning, meaning we are on a very specific encounter seed called Seed 92. With that encounter seed, so long as we take an extra step in Baron Castle, we are not going to get any encounters until after we do a technique called the Mist Clip, where we are going to skip right over the town of Mist in order to do some magic. But until then, we have a lot of mashing to do to hopefully get through this 7 minutes as quickly as possible. Currently, we are led by Dark Knight Cecil, who is the main character of this game. He and his Red Wings, the airship armada from Baron, are here to steal the crystal from the town of Mysidia, who, for some reason, really don't like that. I don't understand.
Wait, I'm being accused of cheating already. My goodness, we're a minute in.
I think you rolled the seed, Vonnie.
Yeah, it's a terrible seed.
This is worse.
Another hour of rando jokes. I've been looking forward to this for so all week long.
Just a reference, of the 4 of us, Vonnie Ron is the only one who does not play Free Enterprise, the Final Fantasy IV randomizer, so he loves randomizer jokes.
Oh, yes. Come on, baby. Let's do it.
There's
Marathon
Raven Skip.
No. I very much so got not Raven Skip as usual. So these 2 battles at the beginning are actually, do have some RNG to them, and it depends on how frame perfect you are with your inputs. And if everything is done correctly, in neither of those battles should the enemies get a chance to attack. However, the way I mash means that I always get hit by the Raven, which means I lose a few seconds.
It's about 3 seconds if you get attacked by the Raven.
Yeah, exactly. It's only a time loss. You can't die there at all. So, but that is something we're going to manipulate in a few fights, or actually one extra fight, where it's controlled by the game, but it is random still.
Yeah.
See,
By the way, just before I forget, I would like to give a shout out to our collective friend Invenerable.
Yes.
He was on our backup list and was ready for duty in case we needed him for racing today. So I want to, but not only that, but he actually was doing a lot of last minute kind of cram session practice to get himself ready for being on the stream today, which he ultimately wasn't. So we want to thank him for being there if we needed him.
Yeah.
You're awesome, Venerable.
yes, shoutouts.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Invenerable.
Inven is a fabulous runner, and we're so happy he was willing to sub in for us at the last minute. Even though we ended up not needing him, he would have absolutely rocked it. But until then, apparently we're learning don't question the king. He doesn't like that. So both Cecil and his good friend, the Dragoon Kane, are being sent on delivery duty to send a package to the town of Mist. So first thing we're going to do after that is we're all going to be going into our menus and changing our battle speed and message speed to 1 because we're speedrunning and we want everything as quick as possible. A lot of things in the run do change if you don't do that. Where the runners do change their battle speed and message speed will actually depend on personal preference, but as long as any of us change it before we leave Baron Castle, no time is lost. Also, we all should have picked up the tent, which is an absolutely vital item for a skip we're going to do about 5-7 minutes.
Thank you for the reminder, Natara.
Yeah, no problem. I got your back.
Now, one thing that had been mentioned earlier is that we are on a specific seed. That seed being seed 92, giving no encounters until after Village Mist. The catch on that is that we do have 10 extra steps that we can use. We don't actually have to use them.
It's 14.
Close enough. 10, 14, you know.
Yeah.
But even still, if we use all of those extra steps, we'll get an encounter beforehand.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we do purposely take a step off that table because for some reason on the insides of castles, it still counts your steps. So you cannot free move in castles, or at least the inside rooms of castles. So by taking the step on and off that table, it just gives us one extra step. Without that, we would have gotten an encounter immediately upon leaving Baron Castle. So we ain't got time for encounters.
Shoutouts to Hug Me Please making an appearance in chat. I love that emote.
Hey, who does not love Mysidia Babe?
Yeah, that emote will be much more relevant in about like
40 minutes.
35 minutes or
Yeah.
so.
I was about to say 35 to 40 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of NPCs who, again, the NPC movement technically can be controlled if you can move frame perfectly, but not all of us can. And so some of the NPCs really just love to get in the way. And there's a particular white mage in Mysidia who really just wants to hug you. Very, very badly wants to hug you.
Don't forget about potential Kaipo Hunk.
Oh, Kaipo Hunk is the one who wants to hug me. Every time. Me and Mysidia Babe have an agreement, but a Kaipo Hunk, you're dead to me. Okay, so now we got a 1.5-minute break. Well, we get some.
I could have gotten water during this break.
Math. There's no math here. How dare you?
I can't do math in this game.
No.
I mean, more often than not, I just upped co and things die.
Yeah. There's guides for anything which might require hugs. Yes, it's exactly like motorcycle hugs. Just as terrible, too. Wait. We like motorcycle hugs.
I don't know why, but I always read the why do the monsters keep increasing text in the voice of Morgan Freeman. Just every time.
That is beautiful. I can also type during this run. I'm very excited about that.
Nice.
My game doesn't pause when I leave the window.
Right, yeah, exactly.
That's right, because FF4 is just that good. Yeah, you might see... Was the randomizer in this? Yes, no? Unsure.
No,
All right.
There was an all bosses run, and who
Oh,
did it escapes me.
lovely.
All
That
right,
is...
chat. Why do the monsters keep increasing?
Yeah.
Give us your answers today.
Oh, I got an answer for you. I got an answer.
Is it because I haven't gotten sub 2?
No, you see it. Look in your chat. Just look in your chat, sir.
Yeah. Well, you could say there was one of us in particular who was on the precipice. Oh, Creative Ellie, that thank you.
Ah, lovely. Yeah, All Bosses is a great run. Oh. Oh, yeah.
Yes, the sound of Vonnie menuing.
Best sound. So we are all going to pretty immediately head for the Chocobo Forest, which I'm sure many of us didn't know existed growing up, to save time and steps, because you don't accumulate steps on your step route or get any encounters on a Chocobo. So we just hop on one of those and go to Mist Cave, which all of
And
us...
the bonus is you move much faster too.
Yeah, you move so much faster. So provided all of us have set up our seed correctly, we're going to have a just very misty walk through this lovely cave. It'll be great.
As well as get interrupted by text.
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
you can't get everything you want.
You guys have text?
What? Oh god. Couch hacks.
Couch, when did you start playing Free Enterprise?
I want to say day 1.
Not wrong. Okay, Mist Dragon. First fight. It's a tutorial boss, but it is quite precise in what we'll be doing here. So we want to get 7 hits in on the boss. before it turns to mist form, and then we're going to be listening for a sound cue, so I'm going to stop talking. Assuming everyone else has done the sound cue.
Yep.
So with the sound cue, it means we can send Kane up before technically you're told it's safe. And in between, we also do an item duplication glitch, which is going to allow us to make lots and lots of money, which is going to be very required to buy some extra items to make this run a little bit easier for us. Get some items we actually shouldn't be getting until about mid-game. There we go.
I need to remember that I'm not doing no credit warp.
Yeah. No credit warp is one of the full game categories. And, okay. Perfect. Okay. Actually, go. So we're purposely doing a trick. We're skipping right over mist, and we're using a tent. We're interrupting our movement with the menu, using a tent, which makes the map think we're in a different part on the screen. There we go. And then we are going to save, making sure I did it correctly. I did. Excellent. Actually got to reset because this is not my SD to SNES. And then by doing that, when we boot up our save, we're still on the town, which allows us to walk right over it and come in the other door. So there is a plot trigger on the other side, which we do not want to trigger yet, because we have things we want to do, like finishing item duplication glitches, selling a stack of invisible shields, and buying a stack of 10 dancing daggers. So 0 shields sells for a lot of money. And we're going to buy dancing daggers.
And the amount of money you get will vary depending upon which shield you sell. In my case, I sold the iron shield instead of the shadow shield.
Absolutely. You get less money, but for the Paladin run, it's irrelevant. It's equally as good. You will not run out of money. For the no credits warp run, there is actual money route for that run. So it can be pretty important as to which you duplicate. So with that, we're gonna pop in, pick up the tiara. There is also a change rod in Rydia's house back there. I don't know if anyone here is gonna be picking that up. I think most of us skip it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Correct.
required. It's required for no credits warp, but for Paladin, all you need is the tiara, and then you can trigger plot.
Well, required is a very loose term.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's so
Yeah.
change rod
Recommended.
isn't entirely necessary in any of the runs, really. It only makes, well, it really makes one boss a lot safer, per se.
Yep.
Yeah, and this game
Also
can
helps
be...
with telecasting stop.
Oh god. This game can be incredibly mean for reasons such as Tele. And
Tell a life.
Telelife. We'll get into that a little later. So because of that, we try and be as careful and add that bit of safety to make up for, well, just Tele.
Alrighty.
Alright, I'm going to mute myself for a little bit so I can figure out what seat I'm on.
What? So yeah, when we reset, we all lost our seed 92, so unless some of us may have used a very particular reset technique in order to get an exact seed, but the rest of us may have just reset, and so we have to find our encounter seed again so we can continue step routing. Step routing is not an easy thing in this game, so it does take a bit of concentration, including counting, and I just realized there's a document I didn't open up. Poop. Excellent!
So I've got the start of seed 43. I got 26 and then no encounter before Kaipo after that.
That's good.
Oh, interesting. So based on the step where I got my first encounter, it was one of 8 seeds, but because of the formation it narrowed it down to the 1 seed already.
Right. Wow.
Interesting. I've never seen that happen before.
Oh, baby. What a seed.
What a seed. Okay, perfect. So upon getting into Kaipo, you automatically get a bit of a cutscene and a battle to fight some soldiers. Now that is going to introduce, it is technically a press A to win fight, but it does introduce a new technique called run buffering, where if you try and run in an unrunnable fight, it does bring up a message, and any inputs that are put in during that message kind of skip to the front of the queue because everyone's ATB is paused while that message is up. So you kind of skip ahead a bit, so it can help you get through this fight a lot faster. It's not guaranteed that you can kill all of these guards if they get a good ATB for the start, but it definitely helps. Okay, let's see what we got here.
Don't forget Rosa.
Yeah, don't forget Rosa.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, after you finish this fight, you need to actually talk to Rosa, who is asleep in a bed, and if you forget, you have to walk all the way back, and no one's got time for that. We did it! Defeated the guards. So once you have Rydia and you're moving along, you want to get that tiara on her as soon as possible and put her in the back row. So by doing that, the next character you get will automatically go in the best spot for them, plus she won't die to the next boss. Because the next boss is quite damaging to the little girl with 30 HP.
Even with a tiara.
Even with a tiara.
Yeah.
Without a tiara, it's just constant one-shots. There we go. And it's sometimes really easy when you get caught up to just be like, okay, we got her, let's go to Kaipo, or let's leave Kaipo and head on to the Watery Pass. And let me tell you, don't do that. Kaipo hunk. There, thank you.
Oh.
58. Okay, so I'm on 45 or 46.
Nice. So having that step route, that encounter seed really helps because we can go to a set of documents we have which tells us exactly where we need to take extra steps or not. So that it really helps, and it allows us to to dodge encounters by taking extra steps in spots where they're either a lower encounter rate or just no encounter rate. But where the steps still count. Kind of low-key watching mine at the same time. Ooh. So we meet the old man here who is rather upset because his daughter ran away with a bard. Like, that sounds pretty upsetting to me. And because of that, it means he wants to chase her and save her because, yeah, bad things. Okay, so that's 105. Excellent.
186 is 46.
I'm either 156 or 157. So again, we're judging by where we get the encounters, what our encounter seed is. So we're walking quite precisely in order to make sure. Okay. So it's my next step, which will tell me, my next encounter will tell me exactly where my seed is.
I only have to count 4 extra steps.
Nice. Okay, I'm 160 or 156. Is my seed. Boop. I have 8 optional steps and 20 extra steps, so. Oh, that's gross. Why would they do that? So you might have seen some of us, or you will see some of us take extra steps, like in the save room or other said places. Wow, I have 1 extra step in Dabsian. How nice.
Oh my goodness. So the only steps I'm taking in my seed 50 going into Antline, 92 coming out.
Oh, good
Yeah.
lord.
Sounds like the dream to
Charm
me.
room hype?
And everybody knows those are my favorite places to
Those are
take.
your favorites. Yeah, absolutely.
Alrighty.
And my
Yeah,
only,
get- Get hyped for that charm room on Bonnie's screen.
oh, I've got outward charm room. But only 20 steps and then I'm done.
I've only got 2 steps at Waterfalls and 2 steps at Damsian. That's it.
Nice. There are some seeds, of course, which are better than other because they had lower encounters anyways, or better spots in order to save encounters. Some encounters, like Vani's, you have to take a lot of steps, but it's still faster than taking the encounters.
So,
That's on this one.
the Darkness Sword is a very, very important sword to get for the upcoming boss.
Yes,
Because the boss is a water boss, and one of the 2 weaknesses for water bosses is the dark element.
absolutely. It is also the last upgrade that you get for Cecil for a while, so it also helps in the next, like some of the later fights after this. Cecil also has really low attack, so you don't want, and it would be even worse where he's still on his original sword, so you don't want that. Ain't no one got time for that.
Alright, please be kind.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so Octomam, the next boss, is the first serious boss of the game. And at the beginning of that fight, Octomam is actually the fastest boss in the game. But for every tentacle that Octomam loses, it slows down. So it takes 3 hits, damage irrelevant, to get rid of the first tentacle, and then 2 hits per tentacle thereafter. You also are trying to work down as much damage as possible because that's what actually kills Octomam. But again, we're trying to slow Octomam down so, you know, it's not absolutely murderous. So you'll also see that a lot of the optimal equipping is done during battles because it's much faster rather than opening up your menu to actually just swap out weapons, because you can any weapon or shield can be swapped out during battle. Okay, boss time. So we're trying to keep Rydia alive because she has 30 HP and she is going to be our main damage dealer, which I'm sure you're seeing already from a lot of the Octomam fights here. And after about 3 turns, we're going to want to stop Tella because he is slower than he is useful. So him not having turns is incredibly helpful.
Or you can have what happened to me and have Tella just whiff his spell entirely.
That doesn't sound like Tella at all.
No, it totally doesn't. I mean, that's totally not Tella life.
Tella never whiffs any spells at all, ever. I'm actually getting good damage rolls out of Tella. I'm pretty shocked.
I got some really good damage rolls too.
I don't know what it is lately with my Octomam fights, but it keeps focus firing on Cecil.
Oh my gosh.
Couch.
C.
2232 fate on Octomam. What is
Nice.
that? What would you call that?
Garbo.
There you go. That's garbage.
Whoa.
2237 kill.
See what we got.
And that's technically a gold split for me.
Gold split! Yeah, that's right. Keep hitting Tella.
Yeah, see, Invenerable, you get it. You understand.
Inven already knows.
Put Octomam in the garbage. Yeah, this boss is...
No. We don't put Octo in the garbage.
Oh, yeah,
Whoops.
we do.
Oh, God.
Not as much as we do other bosses, but, you know.
That's true.
That's a bit of a foreshadowing. Spoiler
What?
alert.
What? We would never do
So
such things.
I hope y'all have your spoons ready.
Spoons! Love spoons.
I'll mention just because I did. I don't know about anyone else, but during the battle with Octomam, I paired it with a dancing dagger animation as well as an animation where Octomam loses one of her tentacles. I went down to the very bottom of my menu, and I pulled the trash can up to near the top of my inventory. We are going to be using that trash can for a very particular purpose in about like 30 minutes.
What? What possible use could there be of the trash can other than throwing items out?
Well, they'll just have to stay tuned, won't they, Natara?
Yeah, they absolutely will, Vonnie. Oh no, Damsian Castle got bombed. I'm sure that's a shock to all of you on stream. So again, you're going to see us take different routes in order to get to the main room where all the action is happening in Damsian Castle. I walked to the right of my staircase because that's where my step route told me to go. Because again, we are inside a castle, so I needed an extra step. So now it's my turn for Spoony Bards.
One thing to keep in mind with this castle is that the cracked tiles you see don't increment your step counter at all, but the normal tiles will increment your step counter. So if you saw Natara go to the right, then she had what is known as an optional step in this area, which means that if she happened to be one step behind on her step route, or one step ahead technically, she could skip the optional step and be back on her step route.
Yeah, I think my step route might be off anyways, as I did not get my encounter where I was supposed to. That's fine.
Swing it.
Swing it. What?
Yep.
Listen, I live in a pillow fort. Just ask Margaret Ann. She knows.
So I now have said Spoony Bard on my team and in my party.
What?
Whatever you want to call it.
Why would you want Edward in your party?
So he can be Deadward?
Yeah. Actually, in this speedrun, Edward is incredibly useful. At least, up to Fabul.
I mean, later on, he becomes Bedward.
Bedward!
Yep.
And then the thing will come up later that I remember Couch getting banned for during the tournament for this.
For
but it was
what?
only like a 5-second ban. A 5-second ban.
We got banned all the time. It didn't mean anything.
This is true.
Yeah, it just lost all meaning.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never got banned.
I didn't either, actually.
By the way, in this first room in the Antlion Cave, you want to take the route where you go on the lower part.
Excuse me?
It's more aesthetically pleasing.
No, it's
exactly.
wrong.
See,
it's
Sonny
awful.
understands.
It's awful. So there are two paths that you can take when you walk into the Antlion Cave. The top and the bottom path, and they are both the exact same amount of steps, but one of them is boring and like two directions, and one of them you kind of wiggle around a bit. Listen.
All right, so one of you will be allowed to slap me because I am skipping the safety life as per the normal.
Oh, okay. So there is one chest which you literally have to walk past in the Antlion Cave, which contains a life potion, and we refer to it as the safety life because at this point we have not received any sort of heals from the Octoman battle, and there are some encounters you can get in here which just say no. They just go, "Oh hi, what up, die." And so you want to have that safety life, if not specifically for Antlion Cave, to make sure you have either Rydia or Edward alive, because you need them alive for the end of the Antlion battle for experience, but there are some other battles which come up, which you do want to have. Make sure it's good. Wow, yeah, I got those in the wrong spot. Anyway, so it's completely up to you whether you get the safety life or not. However, Final Fantasy IV knows. It knows. So,
Final Fantasy IV always knows. This
knows.
Game is very psychic.
Yes, it is. It's very mean. So, yeah, you're always rolling that dice.
Which, fortunately, the dice roll played in my favor for now, but there is one more fight coming up that the dice can be thrown in a manner that I don't want to see them thrown.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh no! Oh, don't hit Rydia. Excellent, I got lucky. This was one of those battles where I might have needed that safety life. So Antlion is actually a joke of a boss. In the actual casual, it's super difficult because it counters every time you hit it. However, it only counters physical attacks, and throwing the dancing dagger, which both Rydia and Edward can do, counts as a magic attack. So we just make poor Cecil parry and hang out and do nothing, and it's either 3 or 4 dancing dagger attacks, and Antlion dies. So it's great.
Oreo Snow, I like that comparison. Final Fantasy IV is Psycho Mantis's brother.
There we go. Yeah. We got a 3-turn Octoman. Not Octoman, Antlion. Yeah, 3-turn Octoman.
I was about to say, a 3-turn Octoman.
I'm that
What'd
good.
You find the black sword?
That's what I did.
Ooh, am I gonna get a sub 30 escape from Antlion Cave?
That would be
Natara
nice.
with secret Excalibur.
That's right. That Dark Knight Cecil can equip. The Dark Excalibur.
Yes.
That would be a cool sword.
That would be a cool sword.
So yeah, that was a sub 30 Antlion escape.
Nice. GG.
You're a sub 30 Antlion escape.
What?
I will do the same, actually.
Okay, now Antlion.
Same.
I gotta take extra steps. So I won't. But I'm getting there.
So something I don't think we mentioned in Kaipo is that you can exit the town on either side of the door that you enter from, and that will determine where you get placed on the world map corresponding to the town itself.
Yeah.
So when we first exited towards Watery Pass, we exited on the right side of that doorway, which put us on the right side of the town. This time around, after using the Sand Ruby on Rosa, we'll exit on the left side, putting us on top of the hovercraft, which means we can board the hovercraft and head to our next destination.
Yeah, it's really important because otherwise you'll be picking up extra steps, which you do not want to do if you're on your step route, which I must have clicked on the wrong one because I'm getting encounters I shouldn't be getting. Final Fantasy IV step routing is incredibly difficult. So it's one of the reasons many of us many of the runners, myself not included, like to manipulate and make sure they know what seed they're getting upon reset. Makes it easier because then you always know what you're doing, rather than having to fight through one of the 256 encounter seeds and hope you pick the right one.
And speaking of those seeds, you may have noticed that I actually did a hard reset on my console instead of doing a soft reset. I actually did go for seed 43 manipulation, where seed 43 is the best encounter seed you can get in this game. Also, hold A to win.
Yeah.
What'd you end up with?
46.
Okay.
Close. But yeah, now that Rosa has been saved with the Sand Ruby, Edward goes to play sad music, and the Water Hag doesn't like that whatsoever. So this fight used to actually be really quite scary, because Edward's accuracy is pretty garbage, but with a combination of both the Dancing Dagger and having Edward in the middle position, which is the highest ranked position, which gives you a bonus to your agility, it actually means you have the Final Fantasy IV equivalent of 100% accuracy. So makes it super easy, especially since the Water Hag has 45,672 HP, which is not at all excessive.
I thought it was -3.
Listen. But that means you hit it and it goes even further into the negatives.
Well, yeah, I gotta channel the inner rivers with that.
Yeah.
Although, I imagine Water Hag coming out of the water and just being like, "Roar!"
Oh, is that what I did accident? You'll have to tell me later on where I took those extra 2 steps, because I don't know where I took them. So, yeah, Murloc City. Yeah, this is a free boss here. In the Japanese version of this game, this is still a difficult fight. We actually have clipped videos of people just, I think it's Catastrophic 4, literally 5 minutes just missing back and forth between Edward and the Water Hag. It's pretty amusing.
Yeah, that sounds like Kata.
Yeah. It is a beautiful clip if you can find it. He's very displeased. He's like, what is happening?
What even is this fight?
What even is this fight? So yeah, thankfully you just need to hit Water Hag 3 times, and it goes wow and dies. So with that all done, it is time to head out from the cave, hop on our lovely our hovercraft, and head over to Mount Hobbs. We do have a ice wall which is going to block our path. But thankfully, we have a little girl who has been traumatized by fire, so refuses to cast a fire spell. But with Rosa, who is the best white mage ever, and has really gentle like therapy skills or the best cookies in the known universe, and convinces Rydia that sure she does like fire, and so she helps you out, does you a solid, and melts down that ice wall, because that's how that works. Did not get NPC blocked.
I never pulled up the Imp Captain manipulation.
No.
Just wing it.
Yep.
No,
Cross your fingers.
I always wing
because
it.
I've already pulled it
That's
up.
my strat.
Oh, listen.
When in doubt, just wing it.
Yeah. Just wing it. So yeah,
That's shocking. That's shocking advice coming from you, Couch.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're full of lies.
Lies and treachery. So the Water Hag fight is another one of those quote-unquote automatic fights, which is just before the Mom Bomb fight. But the damage values are random, but there is a certain level of randomness. So we have actually had folks in our community map out that depending on what the damage values are to each particular of the red imps in the particular positions in the first turn, we can tell whether we need to pause buffer in order to manipulate it, because this fight either can be anywhere between 3 to 5 turns, and obviously we want 3 turns because that's much faster. But yeah, so pause buffering, very helpful.
Alright, here comes Mom Bomb.
Yeah, I always YOLO that fight personally.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna need another one.
Yeah. So next up is Mom Bomb, who is actually the first difficult boss of this game. Like, Octomam is not nice, but Mom Bomb can actually be a run killer when you're first learning this run. She comes in 3 forms. The first form, you have to do, I forget exactly how much damage, I'm going to say 1,000. And
800.
Oh, it's 800. Excellent. So you do about 800 damage to Mom Bomb, which triggers her into going into Form 2, which is I like to call the Explodey Cloud form. And from there, you just have to wait for her to explode. And depending on which version you're on, depends on... ooh, that's the bad one, I think. Depends on which... how many seconds you have to wait after it says exploding before sending Yang in a kick, but providing you do that, you will be able to get Yang kicking just into Phase 3. Oh no, 4 turn, rude. And in Phase 3, you want to aim for the gray bombs, because they have 1,000 HP each, with your 2 damaged Dancing Dagger users, and yeah, manipulate that last turn. Filled with fun. Okay, let's see how this goes.
So I manipulated a 5-turn Yang into a 3-turn Yang.
Nice.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Wow.
It caused me to be ahead by 9.9 seconds overall right now.
Nice. So one of the reasons this fight is so scary is because you have 2 characters who are incredibly low HP, and so you need them to survive the explosion. And so, yeah, that's super important. So you need them to be alive for both the Octomam fight and the Antlion fight in order to accomplish that. And make sure they're at full health. Oh wow, low damage rolls, love it. Okay, want to kill off the 2 front bombs first. Wow, those damage values though. Ugh.
One thing to keep in mind, now that Natara mentioned that she's killing off the 2 front bombs first, the enemies do have rows in this game as well.
They do.
As your party members having the rows. So anything that's in the back row of the enemy formation will take less damage. And it's not as fun. And my back attack manipulation just died.
Oh gosh. My Yang got killed during the fight, so technically he doesn't really need the experience, but I want him alive because if someone is dead during this fight, then it means they're getting less experience at the end of the fight, and so that kind of wrecks the experience manipulation for the Fabul Gauntlet. So,
Funny how you mentioned that as I walk into Fabul.
Yep, so Fabul Gauntlet is really, even now, even for experienced runners, can still be a run killer. Not nearly as bad so long as you're experienced, but it can be really, truly terrible. So it is one of those safety save spots for many of us during marathons, though not all of us. The reason it is so scary is because your two healers, Rydia and Rosa, get removed from the party. You have no healing items, and your main damage dealer is Edward, who has next to no HP and can be very quickly two-shot by some of the enemies. And not only that, even though the boss battle music will be playing, they are actually coded as random encounters, not boss fights, meaning if Edward does go down into critical HP, he will automatically hide, which he will not do in an actual boss battle. So the last thing you want is for your main damage dealer to be hiding. So, this is the main part where we start using our run buffering in order to kind of manipulate and make sure Edward gets as many turns as possible and to not get hit as well.
Wow.
So I'm hoping, because I took 2 extra steps apparently, I think it's too late to fix it, but I'm hoping if I take 2 less steps in Fabul. Now I'm gonna save. Wow, that extra encounter. No, I think that extra encounter just sealed my fate.
I see chat didn't miss my little my little oopsie here.
What did you do?
I was trying to do up a sorcery, and instead I used an ether that I had in the top slot on Yang.
No! Yeah, so one of the ways to get quick...
Hopefully I won't need that later.
Yeah, to do quick menuing is to do up an A with the right timing, and it will ensure that you use the item in your left hand on the top enemy. So it can be incredibly really good in order to do fast movement, but can also go wrong if you don't get it exactly right. No, Patara's fine. My step route was dead anyways, let's be real. And to be clear, anyone who's interested in playing this game, you do not need to step route. It gives you a better chance to get good times, but I got a decent time the other day while practicing while having 0% step run. I didn't step route. I did not even use the Seed 92, so... Okay, come on, Edward. That's right. You got this. Oh, missed him. Yeah. Unfortunately, Yang and Cecil like to be... Ooh, never mind. Cecil likes to not hit very well. Listen, step routes are overrated. Step it up! There's no math here. There's just punching people. So yeah, the longer you can keep Edward both alive, not hiding, and at decent HP, the easier these fights are. That being said, if Edward is going to take hits, you would rather him be a dead word than a hide word, because that way you don't have to waste the time with his turns. No, there's no math. Do you ever get tired of the music? No. I have the CD in my car. I love the music of this game. Wow. Thanks. Thanks, Yang.
Alright, my gauntlet's pretty much done.
Nice. I'm 2 fights in. I'm about to go to my 3rd.
Sorry about that, I took my headset off.
You're a monster. You should feel bad. Okay, so after you do get through the 6-fight gauntlet, you do have to fight Kane, who shows up, and you want to die as soon as possible. You want to end that battle as soon as possible. However, it is not manipulatable. You just have to hope that between Cecil attacking himself and Kane's damage roll, that you kill Cecil outright. As long as he gets into critical HP, though, that's acceptable. If you don't even get that, you get the text of shame. When I did my practice run earlier this week, I actually got the perfect kill, which is not manipulatable at all, so I was very disgusted because it was in practice, where I wasn't even streaming. I was like, no. Okay, 4th battle for me.
Sub 43 Fabul.
Nice, GG. Wow, they are not liking Yang.
Oh, nice.
If this was no CW, I would be doing some item duping during the gargoyle fight. But this is not no CW, so we don't need to do that.
Good old Fireclaw duplication to make a
Fireclaw.
stack of 254.
Yep.
By the way, Wolf Dragonblood, thank you very much for the 5 good luck bits.
Woo!
Indeed.
I want to say we don't need luck, we need skill, but Final Fantasy IV proves us wrong on a regular
Yeah.
basis.
Final Fantasy IV says otherwise all the time.
Like, I love this game a lot, but Final Fantasy IV is mean. It is. There's a reason I spend most of my time speedrunning Final Fantasy VII. Like, I love Final Fantasy IV, but Final Fantasy VII's not this mean, and I had to fight Materia Keeper like 8 times this morning. And I can still say that.
FF4 is unforgiving. I wouldn't say it's mean.
It's mean. And yes, definitely very unforgiving. Okay, we did it. We're just doing swag changes. Yay.
Something to keep note of after the Kane fight. You may remember me mentioning something about optional steps earlier on, like the optional step in Damcian. There are 10 optional steps that you can take in Fabul, but each step route will differ on the amount of optional or forced steps you have in Fabul. In my case, I actually have 0 optional steps to take. And now to do my equips.
Come on, Kane. Kane, be a pal.
Couch, I feel like counting on Carrot to make up for bad luck is like drawing to an inside straight.
Yeah, it is. And you know me.
Oh gosh. Okay, 1, 2 steps. Oh my god.
You love it.
Yeah, I kind of do.
Throw that carrot, Couch.
Throw the carrot.
Throw it.
Yes, there will be hopefully killing bosses with vegetables and trash cans coming up. Not from me. I'm going to show a different strat involving pigs.
Oink.
Oink oink. Who needs carrots when you got pigs? Like, really?
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat. So what happens on boats, Sonny?
You know, nothing bad ever happens. You always
Nope.
get a nice smooth sail until, you know, things don't end up being a nice smooth sail, and you may or may not be attacked by the Master of the Sea himself.
Leviathan?
I mean, I thought it was Ogopogo, but yeah,
Yeah.
We'll go with Leviathan.
And Leviathan, for some reason, they were short one character, so Leviathan got named Leviathan, and it's amazing.
And the reason for that is because if you keep going through the game, Rydia can use Leviathan as one of her summons, and of course, the name of the summon will pop up when she does it, and because they can't fit Leviathan there, it becomes Leviathan.
Okay,
Yep.
seeing something in chat. Dimmerin, what is this? Final Fantasy 1?
Oh, called
Is this
out.
even randomized?
Called out. I'm still going to take some steps and see what happens here. Yeah, we're going to do this. Except I'm going to say 5 instead of 7.
But FF6 does have boats.
Boats,
FF6 does have boats.
Boats, boats,
Sure
boats.
does.
Boats.
Boats, boats, boats.
So yeah, we get hit by Leviathan while we're on the boat, and he just pokes out of the water from the whirlpool that he's created. He's like, "Sup, guys?" And everybody just starts freaking out that's on the ship, except for Edward, Cecil, Yang, and Rydia.
No, they freak out too.
They might be freaking out and you just don't see it. But anyway, Rydia gets knocked off the boat, and Yang's like, "Hold my beer, I got this," or drink of choice. It could be a Fabulian beer, which is alcohol free, believe it or not.
Hold my fizzy beverage.
I don't know.
My Odules.
I think it looks like he got pushed over, that Yang gets pushed overboard by Cecil.
But
Chat.
continuing on, Edward gets knocked into the air and face boats.
Face boats.
I mean, face plants on the boat.
face boats.
Oh my boaty.
Oh my boaty.
Okay, do not forget to do shopping in the city.
Yeah, shopping.
Shopping's overrated.
Oh gosh.
YOLO it.
Yeah.
Just wing it.
Shopping can
Just
be very
run
important.
straight. Just run straight to Ordeals, okay?
Yeah, skip Mysidia. Just all. You don't need the twins. You're good.
Uh-oh. Well, can you even get? You can't even get up Mount Ordeals without the
No.
twins. I think
You
you're
get to the
lying to me,
firewall.
Counter.
You
Yeah.
get blocked by the firewall.
No, the firewall keeps us out.
Boop, boop.
Bodie Scody, exactly.
boop.
No word of a lie. Boop boop.
All right, let's see if my mashing is good.
So generally speaking, the shopping which gets done in Mysidia is you want Cure 2s and maybe some life potions. They can be helpful. And unless you still have your one life potion from earlier, but they can really save your bacon in this run.
Save your bacon.
See what I did there? No reason though.
Foreshadowing at its
Foreshadowing.
best.
You can also pick up ethers. Ethers can be really helpful. For any of the full game categories, generally speaking, it's a good idea to pick up things like Gaia gears and armor and stuff. But for the Paladin percent run, you're fine. You don't need it.
Armor's not required for Paladin, but
It's not.
for no credit warp, you actually do have to do shopping in the armor shop
Yeah.
for both the 12 and 9 item routes.
Yeah. I think it affects the money route, if nothing else. So you might as well equip
Well,
it while you're doing it.
There are item warps involved as well.
That works. Not in 12 item.
Not in 12, but definitely in 9.
Yeah.
No, not 9. I don't use
I didn't
anything
think so.
from. I don't use anything from the Mysidia armor shop.
No, that's what I was
In
questioning.
the old 9 item route, I think there was, but
Really?
Yeah, mine's modified.
yeah.
Oh,
No, don't push
I guess
Yang
you know
overboard. That was
So
rude.
that's how you get a 158.
Oh, called out.
talking mess, huh, Couch?
I mean, that's better than mine and Vonnie's time, so.
Yeah, world record in the no credits warp run we're talking about is, what is it, like 156?
It's a
154.
154.
154.
Let me guess, Roth?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, I didn't have to guess that. So, yeah, the world record for this game,
58.
it is
and I
58.
think by Roth as well.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, that would be me, Exodin. That's the item in Mysidia that I get for the route. It's a stack of 6.
Really?
Yeah.
X, I still use your notes on the site.
I do too. When I still ran this game.
Just wing it. That's all you gotta do. That's the answer to everything. Just winging it.
Okay. So I'm picking up ethers because for the strategy I'm using, I will need the ethers. These other lovely folks might not, but Natara does. See,
didn't
Mysidia
pick
Babe,
up
bye.
ethers.
See, Mysidia Babe never gets in my way. She knows. She knows better.
Alright, so Mount Ordeals has some fairly scary encounters,
Yes, it does.
and I'm actually going to be hitting a lot of them.
That is unfortunate. I have if my step route is still somewhat there, I'll be getting a lot of ravens. But yeah, Mount Ordeals can be a really great place to level up if you need to. But if you're following any of the particular speedrun routes, you don't tend to use that.
So, first encounter, I got 2 spirits, 2 skeletons. It was a surprise encounter.
Gross.
So, I did lose a little bit of time to having Fire 1 cast on me, which is unfortunate, but it's not the worst that can happen.
Yeah, there's definitely some bad things that can happen. Oh, and
Hi, Nutella.
Nutella!
Nice.
This could still be a ridiculous time.
So yeah, some of the world map walking portions can be terrifying because of the amount of encounters and the types of encounters. This walk isn't too bad, but it is long, and the encounter rate changes just past Mysidia. So, thankfully though, once you get to Mount Ordeals, you get to meet your favorite mage who never ever misses any spells ever, Tella.
What?
Mm-hmm.
He never misses spells? What?
Never. Never has he
I don't know.
ever.
I don't know what game you're playing, Natara.
I'm playing a good one. Trying to bribe him, shush. Actually, I don't really need him to cast spells, so I'm fine.
You're trying to bribe him to not work for us.
Yeah, that's why I'm not doing that strategy. The strategy which they are going to be using to defeat maybe Mylon, but definitely Mylon Z, is called the Mimic Glitch. And what the Mimic Glitch does is, by killing off one of the twins after the twin cast has been initiated, it leaves the other twin in a mimic status, where they will copy the move of the person before them. And we use this in order to toss items at enemies which should actually not be tossable, such as the carrot, which is for summoning the big chocobo, or the fat chocobo, sorry, or the trash can, which is literally for throwing out items. So, and when they are used in this way, they are tied to specific magic spells, which means they do incredible amounts of damage and values on these bosses. So it is really super useful. However, they can go wrong, and the margin of error is not great, especially for Carrot, which is what we fight against Mylon. So Carrot, I believe, is 8 times fire. Fire 3, sorry. 8 times Fire 3, while Trash Can is 8 times White or Holy. So we do them, if you're doing both of those Mimic Glitches, we do it in that particular order, because while Mylon Z is weak to both fire, while both of the bosses are weak to fire, only Mylon Z is weak to Holy. Mylon actually isn't.
Get it? Nice.
Did you get Carrot?
No, I got a lit skip though.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, the lightnings, the lits from Mylon can be quite deadly. They do a lot of damage, and where none of us picked up any gear, it means anyone who's hit by those, but especially Palom, it can be really damaging. So any of those you can dodge is excellent. You really want that. I'm just getting my Tella.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. It's not a good oh no.
I just got a comment.
So if you're using
my body.
the twin cast strats versus the carrot strats, what you are, I almost went and got a chest like this is free enterprise. Natara, please. That was gonna ruin things. Anyways, if you're doing twin cast strats, then you do not want Comet, as it is a multi-target spell, so no matter how many people it's attacking, it has lower damage, which you don't want. Do some gear.
Fine.
Everyone is full, which is great.
Not fine.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, well, I'm in trash can now too, so.
So yeah, Comet also costs 20 MP versus the Flare. Which is 10, so. Oh. Natara did the wrong thing. Yes!
We got a trash can.
Yeah, that's right, you do. I'm gonna have 1 gas left. Darn. Let's Tella helps us. Ha ha ha. Oh, we also gotta go my children. Sad. Oh. So yeah, my flare did less damage because I still had a gas left.
Can?
Yeah, trash can is ideal. Here, take that healing, Mylon. I did that just for you because we're friends.
Time is going to be coming up for me very soon.
Well, that's bad.
So the final battle here, which Sawney is going to be doing first, it's essentially it's essentially like a scripted or a story battle where what you're supposed to do is actually nothing, and you're supposed to have your reflection hit you a few times, says something about justice not being the only way, and then he disappears. Well, because Paladin Cecil can equip the Dancing Dagger, and because our reflection only has 1,000 hit points, we can hit it with ideally 3, but usually 4 daggers, and we can actually kill it before it says anything.
Funny how you mentioned 3 daggers.
Oh,
nice.
No way. I'm having, I think, the worst
GG
Mylon
fun.
fight I've had in my life. Palom has died twice already.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's going super.
59-14, that is a PB for me.
Nice, GG.
What happened to me, Quinna? I got tele-lifed.
Oh no, yeah, if Tella misses his spell for either carrot or trash can, it can really wreck things. It's really quite scary. Yeah, keep attacking Porum like that. She is totally fine to sink that.
My time will be coming up in just a second here.
Bonnie, are you doing the Meteo lap?
59-46.
My body.
Oh man.
Do.
No, you won. You show it off. You do it.
All right.
You got the honor.
So there's a tradition we like to do for anyone, but generally speaking, it's the winner of the race, who uses the MP underflow glitch in order to show off a bit of a surprise. I'll let them show it off rather than actually talking about it. But it's a strat which is used heavily in the full runs, but is not used in this run. So it's a first opportunity you can do it, so it's a good chance to show it off. I'm going to be doing what's called the piggy strats against Mylon Z here in order to dodge some of the poisons, as there's a status ailment priority chart, and piggy is higher than curse, but the curse part of the attack is broken, meaning it still doesn't work, but it means you avoid the poisons because the messages are so slow in this fight. So
I get to Meteo a zombie dance party.
whoa, yeah, you do.
Nice.
What's that? Meteo. Actually,
So-
we're gonna do this.
The MP underflow glitch causes Tella's MP to go from being 10 of 90 to bottom right corner of a window of a text box 7. Effectively, this reduces his MP below 0, making it underflow to over 65,535, which, if you pay attention to hexadecimal, is FF on average, and allows you to cast whatever spell you want in battle. So, I cast Meteo. Meteo destroys everything.
Mylon
because
Z is
it's
not
powered.
enjoying Palom at all. Every opportunity Mylon or Mylon Z is getting, they're like, oh hey, I see a small boy, let me, kill him.
That's pretty typical.
Yeah. It's very rude.
Yeah,
is
it's
what it
quad
is.
F. Thank you, B-Dragon. I couldn't remember how many Fs for sure. I was thinking 3 Fs.
It's a lot of Fs. That's how I feel about Mylon right now. We're just gonna cure that poison because the message which comes up when someone is poisoned stays up forever. So you stop it with the comments.
No.
No, the answer is definitely no. They're not interested in stopping with the comments.
But I can go into battle now and cast whatever spell is on Tella's spell repertoire that I want.
There we go. Mylon Z down. Baby.
That's right, B-Dragon. I always forget with Hex.
See, okay, now it appears what Couch is doing here is he is demonstrating the how you would do this casual.
The text of shame.
Yeah.
And
No, I
you
just
can-
stood there.
Okay. Well, that's what I mean. You're demonstrating what is usually the text of shame, which it's rare to get it, but it's totally possible to get it. and I'm showing off what's called Piggy Pally. So if you are a pig, if Cecil, sorry, specifically is a pig at the end of the Mylon Z battle, he still is when you walk into the Paladin cave. So what receives the sword is a pig. So which should be in Frankerface Z, there is an emote for Piggy Pally, so spam them in chat. See? Inven's got it. Piggy Pally, best Pally.
There you go.
You got it. Can't see how many daggers it takes us. Dancing daggers really are the salvation of this run in general, and the fact that Paladin Cecil can use them where Dark Knight Cecil couldn't, you're just like, oh hello, what up? Yes, I will attack you with that. Ugh, don't do that to me. So yeah, this can actually take as many as 5 hits with the dancing daggers, but you have to get really unlucky for that. My Cecil's trying really hard to show it to you. Oh no, never mind, we'll be fine. It'll be 4. Do, do, do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Might even come in underestimate.
Oh yeah, no, you'll be good.
Oh yeah, we will. And... time.
GG.
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 One second, I gotta do my Piggy Pally.
Oh. Now what? Oh boy. Couches melting everyone's brains right now.
Oh boy.
He's showing off the 64 floor glitch, which is used in the no credits warp run. It's the Final Fantasy IV run, the main one that I run, because I love runs that are going up billions of stairs and then the game breaks. Except in this particular run, the no credits warp run, it is doing the stairs along with a couple other things, which actively breaks the game.
Right.
Final Fantasy VII, you just do stairs.
Sacred ribbon shall not be within your hands.
That's rude.
Are you about to fight D-Lunars there?
No.
I don't believe you.
Okay. I was about to be a little scared.
Oh,
It's D-Lunar.
couch lies.
What is this? They have wave?
Yeah.
And it hurts.
Wow.
What is this?
It's breaking things. Come on.
I've never seen that couch.
I knew that the D-Lunars were there, and I knew they were broken, but when I last saw them, I wasn't really up for what the D-Lunars did, so... Yeah, there we go. I've got my own zombie dance party ready to go.
Wait, does that mean that the D-Lunars have have Leviathan's AI?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
That's
This
cool.
game is so broken.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's randomized, Emran.
This game was very randomized. I mean, I got Paladin, I got Cecil in his vanilla spot, Tella in both vanilla spots, Pelham and Porum in their vanilla spot.
Yeah. By the way, I'd like to give a shout out to RPG Limit Break chat for getting all the randomized jokes out of their systems very early on, so I didn't have to grit my teeth through the entire run.
It's not too late. We can keep going.
No, I know you can, but well, I mean, but the run's over now. I don't need to concentrate on anything.
Are you sure?
I can concentrate on suppressing volcanic emotions.
That's fair. We'll allow it.
Okay.
We're just gonna stare over into the forest now.
Perfect. So we are just going to wrap up here. The next run is ready to go. So thank you everyone for coming out and watching our lovely Final Fantasy IV Paladin % race. Yeah, Vonnie being angry, accurate. So please give us all a follow. We all run Final Fantasy IV occasionally, some of us more regularly than others. And Natar doesn't have a timer because she came in last. It's what happens. It's the penalty. So yeah, definitely stick around. There's so many more runs still to come, but I'm gonna turn it back over to High Spirits to take us out to the next one.
Yes. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
all very much.